Welcome to my new transmission. I can say that. Okay. Well, remember the last time that we were doing the Octopusian, which is a concept art from scratch. What is this about? So all this channel is going to be about concept art from scratch, or that's the best part of my title. Clipstudiopaint for non-manga artists. I'm not a manga artist. I'm not a mangaka. So, wow, this is a huge shock when I'm trying to find something about Clipstudiopaint that is not directed to manga artists. That means there is not a manga artist doing one of these webinars or something, or there is not a manga artist in English, Spanish, Italian, or whatever the language. Yeah, this is exclusively for non-manga artists. That means if you are a manga artist, you are welcome to. Sorry, that's a joke. So yeah, this is I call it strictly for non-manga artists because I've not been doing manga or anime. I'm usually doing whatever comes out of this ball head. That's it. So um, one thing extra is I'm gonna make some sort of declaration about art, about myself. This is for my. I have some friends that I have some friends that I have extremes actually, kind of political beliefs in Facebook, and they just making these kinds of opinions about Facebook, just cutting the guys out because of their opinions or whatever. Well, he's also an artist. First off, we the artists are good people. We don't hate. We hate haters. Okay, we hate that there's people that using the hate as a belief. I have to hate this because I hate it, just for the sake of hate it. No. We are some liberals, yeah, because we thrive in liberties. I mean, we thrive on freedom. Any single artist thrive on freedom. We need freedom to create. We need freedom to develop ourselves. We need freedom to to grow. Yeah, that happens. Yeah, there's also artists in this kind of like systematic dictatorships. Yes, they are. They were. They still exist in those places, and they are just fighting for the right to put whatever. Artists are political. Yes, we are. We are extremely political. So the artists, we have this kind of opinion about everything. We have opinions about moral. We have opinion about society. We have opinion about anything. There is a political kind of art. If you are an artist and you are so naive that you think we are all are going to do like landscapes or I did landscapes before, or landscapes or like still life and that kind of stuff, or even portraits. No, not all the time. We like to put or films or misery in there. Yeah, that's what an artist try. Also, if you're a conservative, let me tell you this: what you want. Do you know what conservative means? It's about conservation. What you want to keep. I mean, I like the world that as it is. I mean, it's technologically advanced. Right now, I'm sitting in my home office, and my right now streaming to the world, which is great. Or I'm just using my phone, or I can play in a phone. How cool is that? When I was a kid, that was virtually impossible. That was some sort of like a science fiction kind of stuff. I have a clock that I can see, my heart and all kind of stuff. I can just watch my health from my watch, which is was unheard of when we the old guard were young people. Yeah, I like these times. So what you try to conserve moral values? Yeah, I'm not an amoral. I'm not a libertine. I like it. I believe in God. I have my beliefs too. And I defend that you have your beliefs, but I don't defend the supremacy, the way supremacists. I like to mock them all the time about their ancestors living in shacks and being the slaves of the Romans, and right now they think they are, the creators of the civilization, the Western civilization, which is stupid. Just let me remind you this. my little Nazi friends, that the Chule, um, Agartha, and even Atlantis were myths. That means they never exist. Humans needs to to survive. Yes, we do need needs to survive, but that doesn't mean that we need to be like part of this kind of myths. Hmm. And what happened with my light? Yeah, I have a light. Usually one of those batteries are bad. Wait a minute. Don't take a minute. Okay. Let there be light. Sorry. I'm gonna try to edit some this when I just. So what I was doing, what I was. Okay. I was talking about art and a little about politics. Okay. So we artists thrive on freedom. We need freedom. It's in our veins. It's in a part of the DNA. You need freedom to create. So well, thank you for hearing me. I'm just using this to get out some steam. But that's the truth. And I'm an artist. My friends know my political beliefs, my religious beliefs also. And I don't try to make it published in the platforms. I'm not a public person. I never was, and I guess I never will. But anyway, I'm some sort of public person because I'm in YouTube right now. But for many of you that you just pinch right now in YouTube, we are here all about art. So what is the art? And art is expression, art is freedom, art is your beliefs, put in a paper, put in a screen, put in JPEGs. That is your beliefs, your you know, is your brain trying to communicate to the external world in many ways, very abstract images sometimes. So yeah, so I will continue doing my Octopusian or Octopusian. I don't know. Well, I haven't decided yet. But anyway, that's the picture that I'm gonna use, and I'm gonna use it as I'm gonna use it as a base. It's gonna be like a reference. It's not a portrait because it's not exactly, but it's a reference. And what I'm doing is, well, I'm doing this because I want you to see how these things about being an artist. Because all the time the people say about techniques, the people say about this, the people say about that, and they show like 5 minutes of the speed paint. So you don't learn in 5 minutes of the speed paint. Sometimes you need to see the mistakes, the mistakes. You need to see the stupid things we do, the bad reference we have. You need to see the bad hand even we have, which is is pretty good for you because you are watching somebody that is doing live. That is the main idea of this channel, doing drawing and painting live. So you will see what is this about. And I call it for non-manga artists because I'm using Clipstudiopaint. And if you go on YouTube or just Google Clipstudiopaint, you will see bunch. I mean, it's not a million of the examples of mangakas using Clipstudiopaint. Actually, it was named before Clip Studio Manga. What that means, it was just you know sent forward to mangakas. But I'm not a mangaka. I never made a manga. I like manga. I like anime. Don't 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 don't, don't get me wrong. I love it, but I'm not. That's not my style. And by the way, have you seen many people using Clay Studio Paint that use this kind of Western? which is not Marvel or DC, by the way. Take away Marvel and DC of this movie and just focus on Western comics like Moebius, like Philippe Roulette, like the guys. What is the name of this guy? There's a bunch of guys, a bunch of genius art, and that is in Spain. There is there is also in England, in every part of the world that is not actually manga. Because from the 90s to now, everyone in the world want to do manga. Why? Manga is an expression of a people, Japanese people. It's part of the culture. Yes, they are very good at that. And let me tell you, they are masters in that. I have their pens, by the way. And since I don't come from that, that background, I'm maybe looking for backgrounds that are pretty much, similar to mine. Yeah, that's it. So for that reason, I'm just a little astonished that I don't see many people using Wacoms, using XP Pens, or using my tablet is XP Pen for that reason I just mentioned. Not because XP Pen is paying me or Wacom. By the way, I'm gonna buy a Wacom later. So coming to that, I don't see many of those videos about artists like Moebius. I see David Finch, which is David Finch is doing pretty much traditional sketches using pencil and paper. Look for that guy, David Finch, here in YouTube. But the rest of the guys are pretty much digital, and the rest of the guys are manga or anime. That's kind of a. And also the guys from China, they have their own style. The Chinese kind of art, which is pretty good. I love it, but it's not the Western. There's not something that I relate to. But I relate more for the guy who made, Valerian, the guy who made the the covers from the 80s, 80s, or yeah, from the 80s or 70s exploitation. I call it exploitation because it was that exploitation kind of vampire. This kind of like a fanzine. So there was small magazines, and they have this kind of thing they use. Ornella Muti, which was a beautiful Italian artist at that Italian actress at that time, and they use her resemblance to make this as a reference. And yeah, I love their styles. Their style was pretty nice. I mean, the covers, the comics per se, their style wasn't not that good, but the covers were pretty good. And also there is Moebius or or Gingero. That was his name in French, Moebius, and also the other guy, Philippe Roulet, was that diametrical opposite um, styles, and I love it. I really like it. And I was looking for example, David Benza, which is the guy is from Spain, and it's a great one. This concept artist, and there's another concept artist that we don't know much because they are not like a public figure. But if you Google and you go to your best friend, let me remind you, your best friend on the internet is not only Mr. Google, it's Mr. Pinterest. You can find very nice things in Pinterest, and just find it. There is ideas. There is this kind of references. I took this from Pinterest. So coming back to this, well, I will do what artists do: is try on freedom, try to live my art, and try to find something while I have the freedom to do it. Yeah, many people think that freedom is granted until it is taken by somebody else, and then it's and for my friends that I'm just complaining about this kind of right wing guys. I used to be a right wing guy until I said that is totally stupid because right wing end up all the times, most of the times in dictatorships. I come from dictatorships. I know them, and also left wing on the other extreme also finishing that. So every single extreme finishing in dictatorship because somebody comes to power with the will of many, and they say to the many, we are going to start doing the things to favor us and not them. When somebody start telling you that, just get away from there, because that guy is a Nazi, is a fascist, is it doesn't matter what political party he is, he's a fascist, because that was the discourse of Mussolini. When they start telling you this is us and then get away from them. I'm being serious. It doesn't matter who is Republican, Democrat, or third party. If they start doing that, get away from them. Because if not, just check history. They always start like that. Mussolini started like that. Hitler started like that. Franco started like that. Stalin started like that. And we know historically what happened. Chavez started like that. That happened. So we better be, have one eye open and try not and try at least try to be the one-eyed man in the land of the blind. And we should be kings. It's a joke. Anyway, thank you for helping me out on this channel. Now I have more followers, and I encourage you, if you are watching this and you don't know what to do with me, just favor me. Click subscribe. It's just a little thing for you. You are subscribed for many channels that you don't even know sometimes, and you don't even watch. Just subscribe. It's a small thing to you, but it's a great thing for me. I will appreciate it. And when I hit my first 1,000 subscribers, I will do something nice for all you guys. I will really do something nice. Thank you guys. And let's get to paint. What are we gonna do? We are gonna start doing the Octopusian again. So this is no manga for the no mangas. So let me put first my entry. Welcome back. This is for the non-manga artist. And what I'm gonna do right now is not manga at all. It's my Octopusian. And I'm gonna check my other screen. That's the beauty of having a computer with 3 monitors. One of them is the XP. So what we have here, this is the thing that I'm gonna do, and I will start doing some painting based on this. What I'm going to try to do it the same? No, actually, I'm gonna try to do my style, but resemble her. Not exactly, because she doesn't have that long neck. That's just a big long neck. But anyway, I'm gonna try to do it, and I hope you can see it. And just drop me any question. Drop me any question. And I will be glad to answer it. Drop me any question and I will be glad to answer this, or now or later probably. So let me go to my, well, I have one guy in Twitch. That is nice. Thank you so much. I have another viewer in Periscope. Let me check my Facebook, because my Facebook is always giving me problems. Let me see how my Facebook is doing. Yep, my Facebook is doing good. Right now I have my Facebook Live, and I'm gonna go back and do this. Okay, so first of all, how we're gonna paint this? Well, there is many things. First, we can just to do this using the regular kind of normal. This is the normal brushes, pen, gloves, something that you need. This is the normal brushes that comes with Clipstudiopaint, which is the watercolor, realistic, fix, India, and that. But recently, let me tell you something. Recently, until just like a month ago or something, these little fellas of Clipstudiopaint just dropped us a bump. Yeah, it was a huge bump. Now you can upload your Photoshop brushes in Clipstudiopaint. How cool is that? It's super cool. Let me tell you, I love it. Yeah, because I have a huge collection of these free brushes that are all over DeviantArt, all over the internet, and they comes with David Greco. They come from Abrinet, they come from Evan Design, they come from the Harmony, they come from everywhere. And those brushes, I love it. I use them all the time. So this is my basic brushes for concept art. And many people said, "What? So now you can use it?" Yeah, you can use it. In the past, I had to make my own brushes that watching these tutorials that they have instructions in English, but the lettering and the instruction, which is what's a JPEG, was in Japanese, and I have no idea what Japanese means because I don't know Japanese. I confess my ignorance about Japanese language. So I don't know Japanese or kanji. So anyway, I was just struggling with that until they just announced it like 3 months or 1 month ago or something like that, and I just love it. I'm gonna use my. I have the Harmony Paint tool. I have different. I have Evan right now. You can see the Evan design, and also I have David Greco. Dave Greco is a nice concept artist, is an illustrator. He is YouTube. You can watch his channel. You can subscribe it, like when you subscribe to my channel, and he will show you some tricks, and he will show you some art. Pretty much will show you some inspiration because you have to be very careful and just stopping, rewinding all the time to see what he's doing. Yeah, because he is his videos are not many of his videos are live, and the ones that are live are just sketches, are just faint sketches like you were sketching with watercolor or something like that. But the good art is fast, but it's not as fast as the regular speed paint that is at 2500 times the speed. This is like 100 times the speed, or even 50 times the speed, which is good because you are still can see what is he's doing. So yes, let's get back to this. First, I'm gonna use something that I find is a style that I find pretty nice, and it was in this place. What is this? Oh, paintable.com is a style that I'm gonna use. First, I'm gonna try to identify the midtones, dark tones, or the shadows, and the lights. It's three tones. Once you have these three tones, you can start, blending or doing something with them. Okay. So I have this, and I have this, and because I don't want to destroy, what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna duplicate the layer. Yeah, I have those layers duplicated. Black lines on layer 2, they're gonna be merged. I'm gonna merge them because I need a merge. And then I will put this guy here with this another guy. And I just turning it this way. Okay. So right now I will create a new layer, which is gonna be my it will be like my what you can say, it will be my flat layer. So how's gonna be my flat layer? Let me show you. So I'm gonna use the Greco, and the one that I liked from Greco is pretty much the DG main. Yep, Dynamo main. this is the one I like. And yeah, something like this. Yeah, that's the mid-tone. See, it has some texture. That is okay. I just work with that texture. Or we can go to Digimane. And I don't know how is this. Oh, this is super cool. Okay, so let me put it where it's supposed to be, like this. You can use the other with texture, but I'm not gonna use texture for this later. But yeah, this is skiing. Pretty much skiing. Okay, this is pretty much my skiing. Get rid of the unwanted colors, some parts that I don't need it. I'm not going to create layers. I'm gonna try to use the same layers, just for the sake of doing this quick. I know that many people like to use like more layers or not, but just for the sake, I'm gonna use this, just this one layer. Okay. Okay. So the next part. Oh yeah. Let me get rid of this because. Oh. Okay. So I'm officially without light. Wait a minute. So we have a good light, but it turns out the batteries are not that good. So I'm officially without light. Yeah, I have to charge the batteries next time. I didn't charge the batteries next time, so yeah, that's what happens. Hmm. And I don't remember where my wife left the cord because it has a cord, not only batteries. And I don't remember where my wife left the cord, so I have no idea where she put it. Sometimes she's like a squirrel. She put the things when I cannot find it. So yeah, you see this. Okay. We have this. And we have a friend, the octopus here. The color of the octopus is pretty much something like this. Like this. So the octopus is yeah, like this. So let me do the octopus a little more. This is the good thing about digital. So what is the good thing about digital? Well, you can do this. You cannot do this in the other ones. I mean, traditional. You can just not get back to whatever you have and do it in traditional again. This is the good thing about doing this in digital. Oh, I forgot that. The ear. There's an ear there, so yeah, I forgot about that ear. She looks so weird right now with the ear in my color. I'm gonna do something just 1 minute. People that is used to do the express keys in the tablets, when they just switch to Wacom and they just realize that they have not many of these express keys, they are just wondering what to do. And there is so many of this cool stuff in the market that you don't know because nobody ever tell you. They don't make much advertising to that because they don't care. But these many things are pretty good. And you can just try to do yourself a favor. I love to have like a dial or something so we can just tune in for the size of this window problem. But unfortunately, this version, which is the 15.6 not Pro, doesn't have a dial, which was about to be a deal breaker. It's not like a deal breaker for me, but I was going to buy a Huion. I remember that at that time, like 3 years ago, I was going to buy the Huion, but the Huion was $400 and I just can't afford this. But this is a very good tablet if you ask me. Problem is it's a little slow right now. I don't know because probably XP Paint is not doing very well job with the drivers, so it's not keeping up with the next generation of programs. Okay, so we have the flats. The other flat that I'm gonna do is the use of the flat is do whatever the flat has. I mean, you have the wider the height should be white. And the eyes are like a blue. It's like a pale blue. So you will put in that way. And lips. Lips is this color. You know, the old color lips is this color.
flaps is just basically like doing this all comics that you see in the 70s, 80s. They were pretty much flat. No, not even the 80s, sorry. 50s, 2020s. When they have the shadows were these kind of reticles. Okay, so let me see. What I'm gonna do with the jewelry? What kind of jewelry I'm gonna put in there? Um, Sometimes it's a little wondering, but let me check my mood board. Hmm. Yeah, my mood board. I have tons and tons of this kind of art that I can do. A reference for pretty much everything, like everything that I can use for mood boards, for colors. Eh, I also have this. Where's the mood board? Yes, it's the reference of colors. It's the colors that I like to have. I don't know where it is. Oh yeah, it's this. Yeah. So it's like a color of a coffee. Yeah. Now I know. It's like this, and this is pretty much like this, and the rest is yellow. So why are we doing this? Well, this is gonna be the flats. It is gonna be the foundation of whatever you're gonna do, because whatever we're gonna do is gonna be in another layer. It will be in another layer. And by the way, let me get my black lines. Oh, really? Okay. So this is pretty much the flats. So this is the flats. So what are we gonna do with the flats? We're gonna start working the flats. Hey, if I need another reference, yeah, this is about skin, color of the skin, or this. Okay, so stop with this girl. So now we're gonna do the skin. But for the skin, we're gonna do another layer, the skin layer. This guy is gonna be named skin. And we have the midtones with this. Now we have the shadow. We should have the shadow. So this is the skin. Shadow should be blue. But this shadow, oh, I can do there too. The shadows tends to be a little more hot. So I come to the hot side. Okay. So this is the part when you start using my other best friend. Then Blender. So what I'm gonna use the Blender is to try to blend these parts into something more nice. Batman. Illustrator C.
looks nice. Well, this is the first part. We're just done with many things yet. So what I'm gonna do is continue applying colors because I need more colors. I need more definition. So I will continue to apply in these colors. Probably this a little smaller.
let's continue with the octopus guy. I know, but oh, by the way, Couple Joe. Last time I asked him if somebody knows why the Americans refer this as Joe. Please just text me because I have not the slightest idea, and I'm pretty lazy. Last lately, I'm pretty lazy to try to figure out why they call it Joe is to the coffee. Mmm, hot, hot, hot. But I love strong black coffee. No sugar at all. Don't blame me. I'm South American. So let's. Oh, I was about to do that. So let's start with this. So this is the middle. Let's do some shadows of these guys. Okay, so let's start doing this because Go, as you know, every time have this kind of okay.
working with this. Yeah, I've been sitting too long. That's why my little finger in the telephone in the what and the watch is telling me right now I've been sitting too long. But that's what you do when you're drawing. You're sitting for too long. Sometimes it's good to do like a pencil break when you're either designing or drawing because your muscles need to work. You don't need to be a big guy. Man, there's no such kind of thing. Da Vinci was athletic, same as Michelangelo. Um, you can say Raphael, the guy wasn't a big guy, so we need to exercise. Yeah, we need to keep us. No, because there is a way for us to not put in those, in something that can harm you, is to try to live a healthy lifestyle. How can I do that? Well, that is easy. Just eat well and do some exercise. You don't have to go on being an athlete or trying to play basketball for 2 hours or something like that. Well, I personally like going to ride my bicycle with a peloton. We're going to like 20 miles per hour for 40 miles. And then I do like an indoor cycling for 30 miles per week. So it's nice, it's okay. If you keep this guy healthy, you will keep everything flowing. I mean, you need. Okay, that looks good, but I'm gonna put some. Well, everywhere, but in some places.
How do you think that style that is for the illustration? That is like looks like dry brushes, like this way. Well, this is a way to achieve that without actually having that brush using your blender. But it's a small one, so it will leave this kind of texture everywhere. I know it's a little time consuming, but it will give your art with a nice texture. Like you were actually using that kind of tool. Which is pretty good, if you ask me. Mm. Yeah, we can. Okay, let's continue with the octopus. I have no idea how I'm gonna view this, but for this guy, I guess I need. I'm using the Dave Greco brushes, so uh, what is this? Anyway, let me see what's this. Oh, it's an horizontal brush for the scrapes. So you will have like this, right? See? Which is nice, but uh, oh yeah, I like this. It's more texture. Oh, I'm using everything in the same layer. This is what happens when you just are so focused in finish that you forget that you're just using the same freaking layer for everything. So you better have some good tools because this is getting annoying. Yeah. Okay. So I guess I'm going to change to this. This one I like because it has texture. So this has texture. We can do some. Do some things here.
Okay, pencil break. You have to do this time to time. Definitely. Hmm. Hello. Say you, like me. Guys. Yeah, that was let me see how's my colleague right now. Hmm. Oh, I see. Oh, Steve, that's one on Twitch. Welcome to the Twitch guy. Welcome to my viewers in Periscope. I have 0 viewers on Facebook. Anyway, I know I'm not Ross, but I'm trying to do my best. So what is this? This is called effect. I'm trying to achieve an effect. See the octopus that I have in my screen. I have to achieve an effect that shows that kind of a rocky texture. I just don't know yet how I'm gonna do it, but I try to achieve it. Try to achieve this kind of texture that you only have using, for example, word colors. This one resembles pretty much like word colors. Okay, if you want to create this texture, you can use the word circles. You see word circles in my texture. Nice. It resembles like a texture actually. Hmm, probably later. I have some ideas with this. Yeah, maybe later. I'm gonna try it with this and without. This guy is good. Okay, do this circle because I want this texture. I really like the texture. The texture is. I like it. It's a nice texture.
go to the, oh, what's this? I don't know what's this, but I don't like it. Oh yeah, this is like a, let's go to the main two. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that is way better what I was doing. So I'm gonna keep this guy in 60. And instead of doing this guy so small, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna finish with the so plain that is not even funny. So well, guys, so far this is it. This is oh, let me show you this better. This is my Octopusian. I guess later on I will do some changes, drastic changes or something like create more shadows here, for example. So probably need some more shadows in this area. Yeah, probably she needs more shadows in this area. Wow, nice on the thing. Some texture. Hmm? I don't know how it works. Let me change this to. No, I don't like it. So I will keep whatever I was doing. Oh, the macaroni. I was doing the wrong one. Anyway, feel figure out something else. Well, this is it. This is some of my ideas. Probably got to do like a little like shadow in this area. A little like shadow in the area. Dollar texture. Reddish. Oh, that is not what I need. Section. Texture. Texture in the area. And let's get rid of the extra things I will need. So yeah, this is my Octopusian. It's concept art from Sketch to Start. We did this is about 4 hours or so. Guess we can do it in less, but yeah, I guess we can do actually this is in this one little fella we can do it in less. I hope you guys have liked this. Thank you, Laybot. So this is what I call concept art for non-manga artists using Clipstudiopaint. So this is one style. And what I'm doing is, for example, my black lines, instead of having this like this, I have them in like 60s. Okay? So in the 60s, and then if we do a multiply, they will adapt to the color or whatever it was. So it wouldn't look like black lines. Sorry, Olay. I can do logos, but I have to. No, I don't speak Polish. I only speak Spanish and English. But I like to learn. If there is
nice housing and those places in Poland, I would go there. Actually, the word is just a napkin, so yeah, you can just leave whatever the place is. You like it. And well, as I told you, this is simply concept art. How we achieve this? How we just get to this place? Well, first we get to this place using references, then using sketches. Let me show you. Yeah, without the black lines. I can use some shadow there with the black lines. See, this is the black lines. This is the sketch. We did a sketch. This is the I like to call it the brutalistic sketch. Somebody calling a rough sketch. This is a rough sketch where I have the idea about the face, about the, the parameters of the shadows, so how I want my shadows. Also, I was working with, as you can see here in the smaller screen, I was working with references. So this is the reference for this beautiful girl is the reference for the face and pretty much for the shadows. So and then I just put it like an octopus or something and I start doing first the line art. We did the line art, then we did the flats, and then we painted. And the process is pretty much straightforward. This is one process, this is one kind of process, or it says this is one kind of the workflow that I use. There is another kind of workflows. There is one using just like mid-tones, some shadows, and then just going to the light and just blend everything. This is what I was trying to do at the beginning, but the problem is that it's not always as straightforward as that. Because if you don't have a nice brush that can blend, you will be, you know, get lost for hours and hours and hours trying to achieve that, trying to get to this. That's what I did. I tried to get to that and try to do in the best timely manner and also in the best way possible. As you can see, this is pretty much my style. It's a mix between fantasy and European comics. I love European comics. I like realism. I like realism. And what I do love about realism is I can mix realism with fantasy. I can mix like doing an elephant shrew, which is we call him musaraña in Spanish. And this kind of little like a rodents, I can mix this kind of like nice rodent and just put it into an armor. The armor is pure fantasy. But I need reference for that. I need reference for the shining of the armor. I need reference about the texture of the armor. And that's the good thing about this little thingy here, about Clipstudiopaint right now, accepting, I'm loading Photoshop brushes, which is great. I, 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 will, I will never get tired of telling that. It's great because I have a bunch, I have huge, a huge number of these kind of brushes from Photoshop, pretty much from places like DeviantArt, Evan and Design, Dave Greco. He can give you his brushes for free. He never charge. There's other guys that charge brushes, but what is that? It's $35. You can just spend it. I guess you expend more. If you're a young guy, you expend more in one night with a girl. So yeah, you just invest that in brushes. Also, you can just have your own equipment. You don't need the greatest equipment. You don't need a Mac. By the way, this is a Windows. Coffee break. Hmm. Okay. See you. See you later.
Don't forget to subscribe. So we put the main screen. So what we did right now was pretty much finishing an um, concept art. It took me like 4 hours or so, but I could do it in like two. But I had to talk, I had to speak my mind, and that's it. Time flies when you are getting fun. We are having fun, I mean. But just to be honest, you can do this in like 1 hour. So if you have in your mind that the correct figure or profile or whatever you're trying to create or achieve, you can just do it. It's easy breezy. But for many people, it's not as easy because they need to go to certain style. You can be realistic. I mean, you can just try to achieve that. You can just be realistic because it's how can I tell you? It's not easier, but you need to sweat more than going just to certain style like a mangish. Manga is a certain length, this has a certain rules. It took years for many people. And by the way, if you see the mangas from the 80s to the animes from the 80s to animes for today, their style varies, evolve in time. So that happened the same with manga. Well, that for example, K-pop, yeah, it's Attack on Titan, that manga, that anime, and the manga. If you check the manga and you check the anime has some better lines. I mean, has a better construct of the characters, better anatomy. But if you see the manga, sometimes it has its flaws because it was done by the artists. It was done by the real artists, by the actual manga artists. And they sometimes they don't focus too much in how the things have to be in order to be exactly as they should be. Sometimes they just focus in doing the things. For example, effect wise, you need this manga to show this. You need this manga to express this, and they will do it. They don't care about anatomy. Sometimes they don't even care. Sometimes about other distractions like you have to be precious. This has to be precious. I mean, it has to be perfect. They don't worry too much on perfectionism. If you see Moebius has like nice faces done with the nice ink work, and they have faces that they were like sketches and just put some ink in there and just paint it. That is how an artist work. What I'm trying to tell you, well, we'll start with the complicated first. Once you start with the complicated, you can uncomplicate. But if you don't know how it's constructed, something, how it's built up, you cannot destroy it. Because if you destroy it, it's easier. It's easier to start being a curious artist before being like a realistic one, or trying to do comics, or trying to do first is the European kind of realistic kind of comics like Serpieri, and then you go to manga. It's easier. It's easier for you because you know anatomy a lot, way better than a manga artist. So you don't know the anatomy of the manga artist. You know the anatomy of the human being. So you can just construct human beings out of nothing. You can just construct faces. You can just construct hands. You don't need reference of that because they're all the reference on your head. You know how to construct it because you know anatomy. But if you start doing the anatomy of a manga, just manga anatomy, when you jump off to realistic or do like kind of like there is a nice illustrator that comes in proc all the time. Like this guy, he's a realistic guy. He's a British guy. If you go doing from manga like that, it's gonna be hell for you. You're gonna start, rewiring your brain because you never been that realistic. Your hands weren't constructed the way the hands are constructed in real life.
nor the faces, nor the eyes, nothing. They were just done in a way that is supposed to be the average for that kind of style. So my advice for any artist is don't get married with a style. Try to go with a style that you know you like it, but also try all the styles and start doing the regular one. You know, anatomy 101. If you want to be an artist and a concept art, start anatomy because you are gonna need anatomy if you are creating characters because all the characters in any single movie, it doesn't matter who is the house or who is Lucas Art or the DreamWorks or whatever. They have anatomy and you need anatomy and start doing also references and start practicing a lot of gestures because you need to make your characters unstiff. You have to make them fluid. So for that reason, you need a lot of gestures. So you just start practicing. This is just practice. The 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 ugly truth of the artwork is this is practice. Well, guys, I guess it's enough. We've been here 2 hours. Yeah, many of you just go to bed like my friends all lay, lay back. But let me tell you this. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are not, watching me live, at least thank you for visiting me and watching this in my YouTube channel or in Periscope or in Twitch. It's gonna be like 30 days there, and or in Facebook Live, which is gonna be like a long time. I don't know how long it's gonna be in Facebook Live, but thank you so much for joining me. And remember, subscribe. It's just a little tiny thing that you have to do. Just click a button, do the subscribe thing, and it will be great thing for me. Yeah, because I want to monetize. Yeah, that's true. We artists need to live from something. We don't live just from out of air. We're not like plants. And by the way, the plants don't live out of air. They need soil and they need water. Same with the artists. We need to gain our sustain. So thank you so much. And please remember, if you want to support these artists, there is a way. There is a donation button here in my channel to a PayPal account. So you can just drop whatever you want. And also there is coffee.com. Coffee? What is coffee? Sounds like my coffee. No, coffee is a website like Patreon, pretty much like that. So go in www.ko-fi.com/customization and just go and coffee and just help me out to buy a new Wacom. Yeah, I want to do that. And also, if you, I'm open for commissions right now. I just finished my 2 books, so I'm open for commissions. So yes, if you want the commissions for the personal art, for commercial art, for whatever, for any illustration, just let me know. I'm just here, and you can just message me. I will appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. Help me out to make this bigger and grow. And I will try to put new content every single week. Thank you so much for joining me and have a blessed weekend. Thank you so much. God bless you guys.